plus root by this is why this is also a irrational number, right? Fine. So perform one more sum. Yeah. From your exercise 1.3, that is the third one. In that, the first one, that is proving why root 2 is irrational. Also asking to prove root 2 as 1 by root 2 is irrational. So solution is, so for that let us need to assume that contrary of this statement, that is root 2 is rational. Then 1 by root 2 is rational, and we can find a and b are two co-primes such that 1 by root 2 is equal to a by b, where b is not equal to 0. Then just rearranging this, we get root 2 is equal to b by a. Then so this actually shows that root 2 is a rational number, since these two are co-primes, right? So if I take 5 and 7, 5 and 7, so 7 divided by 5, if I do that, I'll get some rational number, some decimal point, right? That is 1.4 something, right? So this is a decimal, that means it is a rational number. But we have already proved that root 2 is an irrational number, right? So it is a proven fact that root 2 is irrational. But when we take the contrary, it is showing that root 2 is a rational number. So this is contradiction to our statement that root 2 is irrational. So since a and b are integers, thus root 2 is rational number, since a by b, b by a, that equals to root 2. So which contradicts our fact that root 2 is irrational. Hence we can conclude that one by root 2 is irrational. Is that clear? Did everyone get it? Okay. Okay, similarly, just perform this 7 by 7 root 5. Okay, do I need to do this, or will you guys do this? Should I do this? Should I do this sum? Yes or no? Quick. Yes or no? If I'm not getting a reply, I'll not continue. Okay, I'll do this sum as well. So here we need to assume the contrary, right? So let us assume the contrary, that 7 root 5 is a rational number. Okay, then if it is a rational number, then there exist a and b or the co-primes. Then 7 root 5 is equal to a by b, where b is not equal to 0. Just rearranging this, you will get root 5 as a by 7b. Clear? But as this a and b are two co-primes, or any, those are two integers, right? Whatever may be, like as I gave the example 7 and 5. Okay, so a is equal to 7, b is equal to 5. If I just substitute here, that is 7 into 7, 5, so that is 1 by 5, that you get as 0.2. So this is a rational number. Am I right? But we have already proved that root 5 is a irrational number. So this irrational number cannot be equal to a rational number, right? Because this is wrong because of a contrary statement that 7 root 5 is rational. Since a and b are integers, thus root 5 is a rational number, which contradicts the fact that root 5 is irrational. So root 5 is also already a proven fact that it is an irrational number. But when we took this contrary statement, it is showing like root 5 is an irrational number, right? So that is why we can say this assumption is wrong. Hence, we can conclude seven root 5 is irrational. Is that clear, everyone? I want everyone's reply. There are 11 in number, right? Okay. So this will be as most of the times proving irrationality of numbers. So please to concentrate on this. Fine. Okay. Next is about revisiting rational number and decimal expansion. Revisiting rational number and their decimal expansion. So in this section, we are going to consider rational numbers of the form p by q, where q is not equal to 0. We are considering this. Also, the main intention of this is we are going to check whether our number, whether our rational number is terminating or not, whether it is that decimal expansion is terminating or non-terminating. So in what case it is terminating and in what case it is not terminating, that is we are going to study. Okay, so consider let us consider some example or a rational number like 0.375. How can we write in other forms? I'll just do some reverse engineering, like we can write this as 357 divided by 1000, right? Also further we can write this 357, so this is 10 cube, right? 10 into 10 into 10, that is why we can write this way, right? Similarly, some more example like 23.3408, 20, this can be written as 23,003 sorry, just a second. Yeah, this can be written as in this way, right? If I just divide this by, yes, exactly, divide this by 10 raised to 4 or 10,000, I'll get no, in this way I can write this further, this 10,000 in the form of 10 to the power 4, right? So this is how we can write various decimals in different forms. Okay, and we can also write the this 0.375 in this form: 375 divided by 10 cube, right? As it is 1000, and this 375 can be further written as 3 into 5 to the power cube, and this 10 cube, that can be written as 2 cube into 5 cube. Do you agree this? And if I just simplify this, I can write 3 divided by 2 cube. Are you guys getting this? Also, if I take one more example like 0.0875, this can be written as 875 divided by 10,000, right? 875 divided by 10 to the power 4. This 875 can be written like if I do the further simplification, it can be written in this way: 7 divided by 2 to the power 4 into 5. So what you need to observe here is the denominators. Look at here and look at its final form. What do you observe? As 10 is having factors 2 and 5, right? So if you look at the denominator, you will see that in all those terminating, these are especially the example which are the terminating decimals, terminating decimal expansions. So this is terminating decimal expansion. Also, this is terminating, and which I took here is all are terminating decimal expansions, and you can see they can be written in the form or in the factors of 2 and 5, right? That means we can say that if P and Q are to no the form of a rational number, where P or prime factorization of Q is of the form or the denominator. So this is of the form 2 to the power m and 5 to the power n, where m and n are some non-negative integer numbers. Non-negative integer numbers or integers, right? So this, if the decimal expansion is terminating, then it will surely have the denominator of the form 2 to the power m and multiplied by 5 to the power n. And to support this, there is one theorem. Are you guys getting this? So theorem 1.5. So when I take some more example, you surely understand this. Okay, before that, there are three theorems that those are supportive theorems that can help us to get this point of view. The first year, this one theorem 1.5 that states that let x be a rational number. I'll just show it from the textbook. Okay. Is the screen is visible? Yes. Okay. So this theorem 1.5. Okay. So this theorem states that let x be a rational number whose a decimal expansion is of the form whose decimal expansion actually terminate, and x can be expressed in the form p by q, where p and q are co-primes, and the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, where n and m are non-negative integers. So this is the theorem. This is very important. You can, if you need, just note it down. Fine. So this theorem actually states that if s is any rational number, like we have considered 0.375, right? 0.375. So this is having decimal expansion which is terminating. So it's decimal expansion which was terminated, right? Like, yeah, I'll show. We considered p by q, example 3 by 8, right? So this is having the answer is 0.375, which is terminating. And you can see 3 and 8 are co-prime numbers. They are not having any common factor other than 1. And this is a rational number ultimately, right? So here x be a rational number whose decimal expansion that is terminates, and x can be expressed in the form p by q, and where p and q are the co-primes, and the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. So if I just factorize this 8, I can write 2 to the power q into 5 to the power 0. Did you guys get it? Yes? No? Okay. What about this? So to prove this factor, let us consider some more examples. Uh, yeah, 7 by 80. So this can be written in the form, I just do the factorization. This is 40, 20, 10, again to 5, right? So 80 is having factorization of 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 1, right? 2 to the power 4 to 5 to the power 1. So let us check it whether its decimal expansion is terminating. So I just divide 7 by 80. Then here I just have to take point. Okay, so again it is not. I just have to take one more term that I'll get around, no, if I go on doing this, I'll get around 0.875, its expansion. So this is 0.0875. You can see the decimal expansion is terminating here. I'm not getting a further expansion of this decimals. So also you can see the form. This is 2 to the power m into 8 to the power n form. Clear? Similarly, if I take some more examples, I'll see that one more example. 14588 divided by 625. You can see the decimal expansion, that is 2 to the power 6 into 7 into 521 divided by 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 4. This is terminating, like it will, you'll get the answer 3408. Okay, come on. Please mute yourself. Why am I getting this noise? Everyone is on mute, right? Okay, fine. What is that noise coming from? Okay. So these examples show that if the denominator is of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, then that decimal expansion will terminate, right? So decimal expansion of such kind of rational numbers, that will surely terminate. Then there is one more supportive theorem, that is theorem 1.6. So this states that let x is equal to p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 to the power m n into 5 to the power m, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. So this is the same thing. So if x is equal to p by q, if q is of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power m, where n and m are non-negative integers, then its decimal expansion, no, that will surely terminates. That means that ends. Okay. We'll consider one example. So you need to check whether its decimal expansion is terminating or not. Tell me whether its decimal expansion is terminating or not. Just type whether it is terminating or non-terminating in the chat box. Quick. Okay. Non-terminating. Everyone, whether it is terminating or non-terminating. Okay. Yes, it is actually non-terminating. If I just divide this, one is divided by sun, I need to take 0.1, then again left with 3, this is 4, and 28 to 0, that is again 2, 14, 6, 56, and again 40. So it will continue like 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1, and further it will continue. So you can see whether is this of the form 2 to the power n, 5 to the power m. Can I factorize 7 in this form? No, right? 7 can be written 7 into 1 because it is a prime number, right? It cannot be written in this form. So this example, that actually I can conclude that if the denominator is of the form 2 to the power m, 5 to the power m, then that decimal expansion surely terminates. Okay, that decimal expansion terminates for sure. So these theorems that actually give us a statement of, that actually says if x is a rational number of the form p by q, where q is non-zero, and if q factorizes in the form of 2 to the power m, 5 to the power m, then such decimal expansion terminates. If you'll have the decimal expansion that terminates. Also, there is theorem 1.7 that actually says let x is equal to p by q, where p and q are co-prime, p are rational numbers, such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then x has decimal expansion which is non-terminating, repeating. That means the one yeah, so this here theorem number 1.7. So here we are considering x is equal to p by q, where p and q are two co-primes. Then it is a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. That is, if q is not of the form that not of this form, okay, then this x has a decimal expansion which is non-terminating, repeating. Okay, so this theorem actually also gives us the statement that If q is not of the form, then we will get a decimal expansion which is non-terminating repeating. Is that clear, everyone? So that is all about the theory part or the theorem part. Okay, then we can conclude that the decimal expansion of every rational number is either terminating or non-terminating repeating. Rational number is either terminating or non-terminating repeating. So this is the conclusion of our discussion. So if the denominator is of the form 2 to the power n multiplied by 5 to the power n, then surely that decimal expansion terminates. Then if it is not of that form, it will not terminate. It will will have the decimal expansion which is non-terminating repeating. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Any doubts? Yes or no? Okay, no doubt, everyone. Fine. So let us do some from exercise 1.4. So just without factorizing or no, just without not dividing, okay, just have to tell me whether that decimal expansion is terminating or not. So just tell me whether this decimal expansion 13 divided by 3125, whether it is terminating or non-terminating. Tell me quickly. Just factorize this. Just do the factorization of 3125 and tell me. You just have to look at this denominator only. Okay, just look at this denominator and whether is of the form, check whether is of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. If not, it is non-terminating. If it is of that form, then it will surely terminating. Just tell me whether it is terminating or non-terminating. Okay, I need everyone's answer. What is the decimal expansion? Sorry, what is the denominator factorization, or what is the factorization of 3125? Can anyone tell me? What is the factorization of 3125? Just unmute yourself and tell me. It will be quick. Otherwise, it will time consuming if you are going to type on the chat box.
Five to the power 6.
Is it 5 to the power 6? Doubt. Okay, let me do this. Okay. If you divide this, you'll get 6 to 5. Then again, if you do this, we just divide 625 by 5, we'll get 125. No, again, if you divide this, you'll get how much? 25. If you divide this again by 5, then it is, yes, yes. So it is 5 to the power 5. So decimal expansion 13 divided by 5 to the power 5 into 2 to the power 0. This is clearly is of the form 13 divided by 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. So this is terminating. This terminating decimal expansion. Okay, again, one more problem, that is the second one. Just tell me whether 17 by 8 terminating or non-terminating. Terminating or non-terminating. Just do the factorization.
Terminating.
Yes, it is terminating. Why? Because we can factorize 8 as 2 to the power 3 into 1. So 17 divided by 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 0. This is of the form 2 to the power m n into 5 to the power m. So it is terminating. Okay. And yes, I'll give one more problem, that is the fourth problem. 29 divided by 3, 4, 3. Check whether this is terminating or non-terminating. I need everyone's answer. Okay. Fine. So how it is non-terminating? What is the factorization of 343?
7 to the power 3.
Yes, it is 7 to the power 3. 7 to the power 3. So this is not of the form 2 to the power n, so 5 to the power m. It is not of the form, so it is non-terminating. I hope everyone clear with these examples. Also, one more example from your exercise, that is seventh problem. 129 divided by 2 square, 5 to the power 7, 7 to the power 5. Tell me whether it is terminating or non-terminating. It's very easy, right? Yes. It is terminating or non-terminating. Quick. Yes, it is non-terminating because it is not of the form 2 to the power n to 5 to the power m. So this denominator factorization that should contain only 2 and 5 factors. If not, it is non-terminating. Also, yeah, here is one more from 8th problem, that is 6 by 15. Can anyone tell me whether it is terminating or non-terminating? Why it is terminating? Non-terminating. Okay. I need everyone's answer. When you factorize, what is the factors of 15? How do you factorize this? We just take 3 5s and 5, right? 5 ones. It is in the form 5 to power n. No, it is not in the form 5 to the power n. Tell me whether it is terminating or
The
not.
denominator is in the form of 5 to the power n.
Okay. Any more answers? But one thing you need to observe is, just look here. You can divide both numerator and denominator with 3, right? So if it is divided by 3, you will get answer 2. If it is divided by 3, you will get answer 5. So this is 2 by 5. So this can be further simplified as 2 by 5. Now look here. This is of the form 5 to the power n into 2 to the power 0. This is clearly a terminating decimal expansion. Is that clear? So when you just have to look both the numerator and denominator. If it is divided, no, if there is some common factors, if it can divide both, then you just have to simplify that. Then on simplifying, you clearly get 2 co-primes. Okay, 2 and 5 are co-primes because it is not having any common factors other than 1. So if it is it like this, if it is of this form, we can clearly say whether it is terminating or not. Then one more. Just follow the same thing as I discussed in the previous problem. 35 divided by 50. You just need to simplify this, and on simplifying, tell me whether it is terminating or non-terminating.
Terminating.
Yes, it is terminating because when you can divide this by 7, right? 7 5s are, sorry, you can divide this by 5. So 5 7s are and 5 10s are. This is 7 by 10, and this can be written as 2 into 5. Yes. So again, this is of the form 7 by 2 to the power n into 5 to the power 1. So I can conclude this is terminating. Then one last problem from this main thing. That is problem number 10. 77 divided by 210. Whether it is terminating or not. Terminating or not. Yes. Rest of the people, please answer. Okay. Yes. Exactly. So we just look into the denominator. sorry, first we just simplify this. So this is 7 11s, this is 7 30s. So 11 by 30, and if I just factorize 30, how do I factorize this? This can be written as 2 into 3 into 5. There is 3 here. We get yeah, 3 factors. So this is not of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. So we can clearly say that it is non-terminating decimal expansion. Clear? Yes, good. Then proceeding with next second one, that is write down the decimal expansion of those rational numbers in question 1 above which have the terminating decimal expansion. We have checked whether it is terminating or non-terminating, right? So we just have to simplify those terminating. We have to find out those rational numbers. What do you say? The decimal expansion. I'll just do 1 or 2, and you just do the rest of things. Okay, rest of those sums. Okay, because those are very easy. I'll just do first one, as it is terminating 13 divided by 3125. So 13 divided by 3125, that is 0. I just take one more 0 here. Again, this is 0. 30. I'll take one more 0. Sorry. So this I just went on simplifying. I'll get like 12500, and on further simplification I get 5000 to 5. Again here I just have 4 1, just 4. Okay, here I got like this. I just simplified this, and further we'll get here 18750, and can get 18750. That is, it's no, finally we get 0 as reminder. Okay, you just simplify this, they'll clearly understand. These are very basic things. And problem number 8, that is 6 by 15. So if I just divide 6 with 15, so 0.0, sorry, I just have to simplify this, right? I need to simplify this because that we did in the previous thing. 2 3s are, sorry, 3 2s are 5, 2 by 5, that you will get point, how much? 0.4, right? Exactly. And yeah, I'll just tell you which are terminating and non-terminating. You just do the rest of things. Fine. So first one is terminating. Second one is terminating, and third one is non-terminating. Fourth one is again terminating. Fifth one, what is fifth one? Whether it is terminating or non-terminating? Yeah, it is non-terminating. Then sixth one is terminating. Then seventh one is non-terminating. And also the eighth one is terminating. And ninth one, that is terminating. And 10th one is non-terminating. Okay, any doubts here? No doubt. Everyone? Good. Then the third one, that is the following real numbers have decimal expansion as given below. Okay, they are given three sums, and in each case decide whether they are rational or not. If they are rational and of the form P by Q, and what can you say about the prime factors of Q? Okay, the first one is given, that's 43.12345 6 7 8 9. Okay, so it is terminating. First thing is it is terminating, right? And because it is terminating, it is a rational number. Number of the form P by Q, where Q is having factors factors 2 and 5 only. So this is the comment on this decimal expansion. Okay, first thing is it is terminating, so it is ending here. And second thing is, as it is terminating, we can conclude that it is a rational number of the form P by Q, and Q is having factors 2 and 5 only. So this is what comment on this decimal expansion. Then problem number 2 out of from 3. Sorry. They have given 0.120, 1200, 12300, 1200, and it is not ending at all. Yes, it is non-terminating and non-repeating also. You cannot see any numbers repeating, that is particular set of numbers repeating. So we can say it is irrational number. So our conclusion is non-terminating decimal expansion, as it is non-terminate decimal expansion, also non-repeating decimal expansion. So we can say it is an irrational number. So this is our comment on this thing. Okay. Also, one more last numerical, that is 43.123456789, and here this means it is repeating. Okay, the above line that actually says it is repeating, but it is non-terminating. It goes on. Okay, so we can, our comment is, it is non-terminating but repeating decimal. Okay, it is a rational number of the form p by q of the form p by q. Q is having factors other than having factors other than 2 and 5. So this is our comment on this decimal expansion. So here ends a complete thing about real numbers. So any doubts still here, guys? Any doubts? Yes, no, don't know. I need everyone's answer. Sorry.
Right, Abhishek.